So at the end of last season, I decided that I wanted to try out some new bowling balls. I've had my urethanes for about 8 years now. I wanted to add more to my arsenal just so I'd have more options of what I can throw in tournaments. So I decided to do some research and decided to pick up the very well-known and very popular Softroll missile. If you don't have a set of your own and you're considering purchasing a set, then you've come to the right place. Because today we're going to be reviewing the Softroll missiles. So let's get into it. But just before we start the review, I want to say that this is not a sponsored video. I'm just giving my honest opinion on this bowling ball and hoping to help you guys decide if this is the right ball for you. Anyways, let's get back to the review. So this is the Softroll Missile bowling ball. These are some of the smoothest rolling bowling balls that I have ever used. Softroll bowling balls often have a lot more movement than other bowling balls do, which can be helpful for bowlers with lots of rotation on their ball so they can get better pin action. Since the more rotation the bowling ball has, the better pin action there will be. These bowling balls are also good for light to medium oiled lanes. For me personally, I like to use them on more oiled lanes than dry lanes. Since when I throw my ball, I do like to have a little bit of movement left and right, just so I have a little more room for error. I can throw it a little left of target, but my body will come through and adjust itself so the ball will get back to where it needs to be. I also like these way more than my urethane for oiled lanes because my urethanes don't move at all on oiled lanes, they just go completely straight. So to have that extra bit of movement gives me that much more room for error, and it will still work if I do miss by 2-3 boards. These bowling balls are also rated 76 on the durometer scale, which is the scale that is used to measure the hardness of the bowling ball. So 76 is usually on the lower end for the bowling ball, but this can be helpful because it gives a lot smoother of a roll instead of something like my urethanes that have a higher rating in the 80s somewhere on the durometer scale, where once it hits the lane, it hits hard on the lane instead of the nice smooth reaction that most people look for. The downside though of having a softer bowling ball is that it won't hit the pins as hard. So you won't get as good of pin action compared to a harder bowling ball like the urethanes. So the specs I have on my bowling balls, they are 4 3/4 inches for the size and 3 pounds 6 ounces for the weight. This is the lightest that I could go and the smallest I could go as well. I purchased the smallest size just because I wanted to get the same size as my urethanes, just so I don't have one bowling ball that my hand is like wrapped tightly around, another where my hand is like barely getting around the bowling ball. I wanted the same feel for both bowling balls, just so I could be as comfortable as I could on the lanes. I do though recommend getting a bigger size and weight, just so you get better pin action, because these balls bounce a lot off the corners, as you can see here. So yeah, getting that extra weight and size would definitely help the pin action and the pin carry. Now here are some examples of the ball reaction down lane and the pin carry. But do keep in mind, my shot, I throw the ball pretty fast and have lots of rotation on it. So if you don't throw the ball like me, or if you use a different size and weight of bowling ball, then the results of this ball will vary from person to person. But anyway, here are the clips.
Nice.
I hope this video gave you a better idea about this bowling ball. the specs of the bowling ball, and how it reacts down lane, as well as the pin carry. Hopefully you guys can try this bowling ball out at least once. It's a very good ball in my opinion. I do wish I got a bigger size and weight, but I didn't want to have to deal with changing my hand position on the ball. So I don't completely regret buying the smaller size. They do still strike a bunch, which I'm glad, and they have lots of movement, and the roll on it is super smooth down lane. So I would recommend this ball for people to buy. It's a really good bowling ball. Compared to my urethanes, I've had my urethanes longer, so I'm more used to those. But I'm sure within the next few years, it might transition to where I like this bowling ball more. Yeah, if you decide you want to buy it, this is a great ball to have. Just to give a little bit different feel and roll down lane, I think it'll be a great add to your arsenal. But that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments below if you enjoyed this type of video and if I should do more reviews in the future. Also, let me know down below in the comments if you have used this bowling ball and if you liked it or disliked it. Hopefully, if anyone's wanting to buy a ball, you can all explain more in detail of your experiences with the ball and see if that helps persuade them to either buy it or go with a different option. But anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to get notified for when I upload a new video. Also, join our Discord server. Link is down in the description below. I'm also working hard on a website that I'm going to be putting out to you all in the new year. Be on the lookout for that. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you all next week for another review video on the KR Strike Force Alphas. Take care.